Good afternoon, everyone. Everyone, mute your mic. So, we continue the question answering part. So, starting from first question. Although the opening of uterus into the urinary bladder is not guarded by valves, the urine does not flow back into them when bladder contracts. Comment. Obviously, you know that some valves are present in our heart to for one way path of the blood circulation. The blood never go backwards. So same things how it is occurs in the case of the urine, because that is also liquid. When the urinary bladder start to contract, so obviously the urine can go backwards, forward, anywhere, we don't know. So it only go only the outside but not backwards or upwards. Why? Let's see what is the answer. Uterus carry urine from the kidney to urinary bladder. You know that uterus are the connective link between the kidney and the urinary bladder. So urine from the kidney goes to the urinary bladder through the ureters. The terminal part of each ureter passes obliquely through the bladder wall. Therefore, obviously that is obliquely. That is the position of the urinary bladder. The ureter just set up to the urinary bladder. Just like that, the urine always go inside, not go outside. So therefore, despite its opening into the urinary bladder lacking valves, urine is prevented from flowing back into them. Next question. Longer the loop of Henle, more hypertonic is the urine produced. Justify the statement by giving the suitable reason. Obviously, you know that as much as the loop of Henle is longer, it obviously you know that as much as loop of Henle is longer, they produce the more amount of hypertonic urine. How it is occurred? Loop of Henle consists of two limbs, obviously descending and ascending. You know that ascending limbs of the loop of Henle and descending limbs. Okay, the white part of descending limb is impermeable to ion, urea and water. So ion, urea and water is contained or absorbed by the descending part, that is widest part, and the narrow part is the ascending part that absorbed only the water. So it freely permeable to water. If the loop of Henle gets longer, more water is drawn out of filtrate by osmosis. As a result, more hypertonic urine is produced. Obviously, as much as the because both the limbs contain or permeable to the water. So if there is water is produced, obviously contain as much as it is long, the more amount of water they absorb. So urine may the dilute the obviously urine will be the dilute, that is the hypertonic urine will be produced. A person is suspected of having difficulty in breathing, chest pain and low blood pressure. So a patient, you go to doctor, she just contained having that difficulty in breathing, suffocation, chest pain and the low blood pressure. The doctor recommends a test and predict that his heart is not functioning properly. Obviously, when you go to any health center or doctor, they give you just instruct you to do some test, so that's why they can specify that disease what will happen to you. Okay, so that's occur. How did the doctor reach this conclusion? Explain. So by seeing that report, how did the doctor explain that they having the heart problem? the doctor will suggest an ECG. Obviously, if there is any chest pain occur, if there is some breathing problem occur, obviously that is related to the heart, and you know that if any type of heart disease detected by the ECG. ECG to the patient. ECG is a graphical representation of the electrical activity of the heart during the cardiac cycle. A patient is connected to the machine with 3 electrical leads that continuously monitor heart activity. Each peak, you know that the ECG, that is the high peak, low peak, because each peak is the in ECG correspond to the specific electrical activity the heart. A standard electrocardiogram. So by the seeing the electrocardiogram, the peak, they can observe that the heart is properly rhythmic condition occurs or not. Okay. The P wave represent the electrical excitation of the arteria. So if there is a P, some waves are present, P wave, Q wave, S wave, so R wave. So each wave has a specific function. If they detected by the P wave, that is the contraction of the artery. If anything artery, atrium, if that is occurs, that is indicated by the P wave. Electrical excitation of arteria, that leads to contraction of both arteria. It comes by the activation of SA node. Sinoatrial node, you know that. The QRS complex represents the depolarization of the ventricles, which results in the initiation of contraction in the ventricles. It makes the pairs of impulse from AV node to bundle of His and Purkinje fibers. Q wave marks the beginning of the ventricle systole. Okay, so by the P wave you can know that the excitation of the arteries, that is arteria. The QRS complex, there is QRX complex, one triangle shape complex is present that contain the depolarization of the ventricles, which results in the initiation of contraction in the vessel. QRX complex indicate the contraction of the ventricles. It marks the spread of impulse from AV node to bundle to His and Purkinje fibers, and Q wave marks the beginning of the ventricle systole. Okay, so contraction and relaxation, that is known by the QRS of ventricle, and arteria, that is occurred by the P wave. The T wave represent the end of ventricle. So initiation of the ventricle also, beginning and the end of ventricle. Beginning is the beginning of the systole of ventricle is indicated by Q wave, and the end of the contraction of the systole or systole of the ventricle is known by the T wave. Okay. The ventricle return from the excited to normal state and repolarization occurs. A doctor can determine the heartbeat rate of an individual by continuing the number of QRS complex that occurs in a given time. Any fluctuation in the PQRS wave suggests improper functioning of heart or local tissue or blood vessels and myocardial function. The Q and R wave will be enlarged. Okay. So you just remember which one is which letter indicate which particular function of the atrium ventricle. Okay, PQRS. Blood and lymph both are connective tissue. You know that both are liquid, both are working as a connective tissue. Still they differ in their function. How they their functional difference occurs in the blood and lymph. Blood and lymph both are connective tissue. They differ in their function just like that. Function of blood. What is the function of blood? Helps in transportation of respiratory gases. Obviously we know that oxyhemoglobin, carbohemoglobin. Helps in healing of wounds by activating the collagen. Obviously. Coagulation. That is the breakdown of the platelets. Coagulation occurs. Maintains body pH, water and ionic balance. Fight against WBC by developing immunity. Helps in transportation of hormones, endocrine glands to their target organs. Collects the help in transportation of body waste from different body parts to the kidneys. Helps in maintaining normal body temperature. These are the functions of blood. Know that, familiar with this function. What is the function of lymph? Act as important carrier of nutrients, hormone. Blood also do that. Absorption of fat also occurs through lymph in lacteal present in the intestinal villi. That does not done by the blood. It helps in maintain blood volume, not pressure, by returning the interstitial fluid back to the blood during circulation. Maturation of lymphocyte, B cells and T cells with the help of lymph nodes, releasing them into the limbs, that plays an important role in defense function in the body, helps in keeping tissue cell moist. So some functions there is similarity, but some are totally different from the blood. Okay. Cytokinesis, cell division in animal cell and plant cell is different, obviously, even though they both are eukaryotic cells. How they different? How the cytokinesis is different in plant cell and animal cell? First, cytokinesis is the division of protoplasm. You know that karyokinesis means division of nucleus, cytokinesis means division of the protoplasm, and that obviously followed by the karyokinesis after nuclear division, always occur after nuclear division, equally into the two daughter cells, and obviously after the cytokinesis, first karyokinesis, nuclear division occur, then the protoplasmic or cytoplasmic division occur, then two new daughter cell will be formed. How this cytokinesis difference in animals and in plants? Cytokinesis is animal cell. The cytokinesis start at metaphase stage, obviously. The central part of mitotic spindle changes into the dense fibers, vesicular structure cell mid-body. Simultaneously, microfilaments gather in the middle region of the cell. Obviously, microfilaments equator region, they are arranged parallelly, chromosomes below the cell membrane. They induce the cell membrane to invaginate or furrow. The cell divides further furrowing, which depends centripetally and cleaves the cell into the two daughter cells. Cytokinesis in plant cell. Cytokinesis in plant cell different from animal due to the presence of a solid, rigid and inextensible cell wall. Because the cell membrane, after the cell membrane there is another cell wall is present in the plant cell. The formation of cell plate. So it is the plant cell cannot undergo cytokinesis but furrowing method, because they cannot divide. Furrowing that is not occurs. It divides into the cell plate method, that is furrowing method, that is cell plate. There is a cell plate is formed. Okay. The formation of a new cell wall in the plant cell takes place in the center of the cell, start growing the wall into the outward towards the opposite sides in order to reach already exist lateral walls. The cell plate divides the cell into two daughter cell and continues to grow and develop, forming new cell organelles into the both daughter cells. Okay. What are the major steps in the process of aerobic respiration? The process of aerobic respiration involves two crucial steps. The complete oxidation of pyruvate, obviously glycolysis, that occurs by the stepwise removal of hydrogen atoms. They are leaving 3 molecules of CO2 that occurs in the matrix of the mitochondria. Next, the electrons removed as the part of hydrogen atom are then passed on to the molecular O2 with the simultaneous synthesis of ATP. This takes place in inner membrane of the mitochondria. Frog is a poikilothermic, exhibit camouflage, undergoes aestivation and hibernation. Discuss the advantages of the phenomena of camouflage, aestivation and hibernation to the frog. You know that hibernation, aestivation. Frog is a poikilothermic, cold-blooded. Obviously, the body temperature fluctuates according to the surrounding temperature. To protect itself from extreme heat or cold, frog burrows inside the soil. They just go down inside the soil and lies in a state of rest or sleep during summers and winters. So in the too much hot and too much cold they cannot survive, so that's why they just made a furrow or deep holes inside the soil and they go down. That resting phase in winter is called hibernation, while in summer is called aestivation. Frog escape from their enemies by several ways. Each chased the leap away, save place and jump into the water. They can also darken or lighten their skin set, that is camouflage, to blend the background and thus prevent easy detection. Okay? They just blend with their background by lighting and darkening their skin color. That is known as the camouflage. Give description of the flower of family Solanaceae. What is the speciality of the flower, leaves, androecium, gynoecium of the Solanaceae, and obviously remind the Solanaceae groups of the floral formula. Okay. Leaves. How the leaves is look like? Alternate, simple exstipulate, unicosty, reticulate venation. Not parallel, reticulate venation you can find. Flower bisexual, complete actinomorphic, hypogynous. Androecium stamen 5, polyandrous, epipetalous and bithecous anther. Gynoecium bicarpellary, bicolor, syncarpous, superior ovary with axile plantation. Okay. Immunity decreases with age in humans. As the people getting old, their immunity system also destroyed. Do you agree with this statement? If yes, why? Yes, I agree that immunity decreases with the age on the humans. Thymus gland secretes peptide hormones called thymosin, which play important role in the cell-mediated immunity and hormonal immunity. Thymus gland degenerated with the age. Due to this, the production of thymosin also decreased, and thus the resulting in weaker immune response in the old people. Glucagon and insulin are said to have antagonistic effect on blood glucose level. Access and evaluate the statement. Glucagon, insulin have antagonistic effect on the blood glucose level. The antagonistic function of both is given below. Glucagon play an important role in maintaining the normal blood glucose level. It brings about the change of liver glycogen to blood glucose. Insulin plays an important role in regulation of glucose level in the blood. It mainly acts on hepatocyte and adipocytes and regulates the cellular uptake and utilization of glucose. Okay. Why are glucocorticoids administered in the patients of transplantation surgery? Patients with transplanted organs are prone to host versus graft rejection reaction. This happens because the host immunity system gets activated to attack and destroy the grafted organ, which is recognized as a foreign entity. In order to prevent this reaction, patients are prescribed glucocorticoids. Glucocorticoids have immunosuppressive effect on the host cell, which reduce their aggressive behavior against the graft. Anterior pituitary or adenohypophysis, under the influence of the hypothalamus, secretes several peptide hormones. You know that most of the hormones that is secreted from the pituitary and that regulated many physiological processes. Describe these hormones and functions controlled by them. Adenohypophysis is the glandular anterior portion of the pituitary gland. It further consists of two parts, pars distalia and pars intermedia. The pars distalis region of pituitary, commonly called anterior pituitary or adenohypophysis, process growth hormone, prolactin, thyroid stimulating hormone, adenocorticoid hormone and luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone. The function of these hormones are as follows. Growth hormone, what is the function of growth hormone? It stimulates body growth, protein, fat, carbohydrate metabolism. Over secretion of this hormone leads to the gigantism and low secretion results in the stunted growth, pituitary dwarfism. Prolactin, it regulates the growth of mammary glands and formation of milk of them. Thyroid stimulating hormone, it stimulates the synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormones from the thyroid gland. Adenocorticotropic hormones, this stimulates the synthesis and secretion of steroid hormones called glucocorticoids from the adrenal cortex. Gonadotropin hormone, it is the gonadotropic cells of anterior lobe of pituitary gland which secrete luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Both of these hormones are called gonadotropins and stimulate gonadal activity. Luteinizing hormone in males, it stimulates the synthesis and secretion of hormones called androgen, mainly testosterone from the testes. While in female, it induces ovulation of fully mature follicle and maintains the corpus luteum. Follicle stimulating hormone, in males the follicle stimulating hormone and androgens together regulate spermatogenesis. In females, and hormone stimulates the growth and development of the ovarian follicles. Okay. With the help of a well-level diagram, describe the structure and types of chromosome. How many types of chromosome are there? Chromosomes are condensed form of genetic material, you know that DNA, packed with some specific histone protein. DNA plus histone both contains in the chromosome. This number is fixed and same in the all individual of a species. Obviously, each specific individual has a specific number of chromosome. A single human cell has an approximately 2-meter long thread of the DNA distributed among in 46 chromosomes. Each and every chromosome is composed of a primary constriction or the centrosome. On the sides of the centromere, which the disc-shaped structure known as the kinetochore are present. On the basis of the position of centromere, the chromosomes can be classified into 4 types. Metacentric, it has equal arms and centromeres lies in the center of chromosome. Submetacentric, it has one shorter arm and one longer arm with centromere slightly away from the middle of the chromosome. Acrocentric, it forms an extremely short and one very long arm and centromere is located at the end of the chromosome. Telocentric, it is the terminal centromere, that is centromere is placed at the extreme end. Telocentric chromosomes are not present in humans. Okay. Few chromosomes having non-staining secondary constriction present at constant location and some other time, which gives the appearance of a small fragments known as the satellite. Okay. So this is after for that today. We will continue the discussion of the different question, or if you have any question you can also ask me, you and me or Sarvanti ma'am in our portal also. Just prepare yourself for your final examination and follow the new syllabus. Obviously all these things coming from your new syllabus and obviously from your book, but there is some conceptual question also be present. Okay, try to solve that. Thank you very much everyone. Bye everyone.